Progress every time. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
No intro. Welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern, episode 35th. We are here another lovely Sunday evening. This week I'm joined by Dan.
Hello, I'm back.
He's back, feeling better, bright and ready to go.
Oh, God.
Ian.
Hi.
Ross.
Hello.
And Graham.
Hello.
How are we all, gentlemen?
Fantastic.
Good.
Beautiful.
Doing well.
Enjoying
How
this
are you,
lovely
Jamie?
weekend. I am wonderful, thank you. Tired, but wonderful.
Why? Tired from doing what? Nothing?
From doing absolutely
work,
nothing.
man.
Hard
It's
life.
exhausting sitting around all day playing video games. I tell you.
I had a 3-hour nap today.
I had a 3
And you're moaning at me for saying I'm tired.
A 3-hour nap.
Yeah.
Slip that in there.
I started watching from 101 and fell asleep straight away and then woke up like 3 hours later.
I've got
But you have a child.
I was gonna say I've
Yeah,
got
a child.
medication to help me sleep at night, and I feel guilty having like drifting off for 30 minutes during the day when I've taken. I'm like, oh no, must stay awake.
Jesus. Official old man title moves to you. But then,
Just
By the
slay
wake
along.
now.
did you ever Werther's original first? Did you?
Yeah.
And some cocoa. Oh,
Cool. Well, let's stop whinging about Ian sleeping, you cheeky bastard, and move on. Video games. Let's do some quick plugs. So, Apple Podcasts, you can find us on there. If you want to leave us a rating and review, that'd be wonderful. 5 stars, as I'm told, as the old 5 stars.
Yeah.
We record this podcast every Sunday night around 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official. And we also put various reviews and video clips and bits up on there. Lots of little shorts that Dan's been working on. Very entertaining.
Looking good.
Are they?
Yeah. If
They do.
it's you making a twat of yourself, then yes, very entertaining.
Yeah, lucky enough, I'm getting clips sent to me. So yeah, there's no idiot clips from
Everyone
me
else
yet.
making threats and stuff.
There's no Dan getting ran over by a truck.
Well, not anymore. You
Not
can
anymore.
find our you can find our Discord in the links below. Pop along, say hello, join our little community we've got going on. We've also got Patreon, which is patreon.com/Xbox Tavern. If you want to give us a few bucks to help us keep the things going, that'd be wonderful. Thank you very much. And obviously, the main thing is xboxtavern.com, where you will find all of our written stuff and our articles and our lovely faces in our About Us page. And the final plug, Insert Coin. We've still got the discount code going with them. It's Xbox Tavern 20 at insertcoinclothing.com. We're all rocking. Well, most of us are rocking some gear this evening. I've actually got a bit of a sad story about my order I placed the other week.
Oh no.
you ordered the wrong size?
Oh
No.
no. It got cancelled? Delayed?
I
You
moved
bought the wrong
house.
thing?
I moved house 3 years ago, and guess where I sent my order?
Oh, wow.
Did you? So what happened?
Well, luckily it's only up the road, so I went to see them, and he reckons they haven't received anything.
No, have they?
So
And they're actually
yeah.
viewers of the podcast and went, ha ha, yes.
well, yeah, it's either that or it was a bit of a dodgy area, so I reckon the postman left it on the front door and someone's
It's
nabbed it.
gone.
Yeah, so I've got in contact with them, and so hopefully we can figure something out. But otherwise, I fucked it basically.
Doesn't mind with the time when I ask for your postcode to come out of your house and then you send us to your work address.
Yep. I very rarely have to think about my own postcode, so I tend to send things everywhere else. But yeah,
including,
so that was,
including your friends.
including my friends and my delivery. I don't know how I sent it to a different house because I've ordered stuff from there and it's come here fine. But for some reason this time I sent it to my old address, which I didn't know was still on there. Anyway, beside the point, if you want to be an idiot like me and order stuff to your own place, insert conclothing.com, Xbox 720 for discount 20% off. Do it, yes. So hopefully I might get some new clothes soon. If not, that's 40 quid down the drain. Right, video games.
What did you actually buy? Sorry, before we move on.
I bought the Fall Guys beanie, the new one.
Nice.
The left, what's it called? Life is Strange jumper and a t-shirt of some description, which I can't remember now. I think it was a Gears of War one.
The new Gears stuff is nice.
Yes, I was thinking about ordering some stuff, but I've got to check my address first. Anyway, that's enough of my sad stories. Patreon.com, I can get some more. Thanks.
Whoop, whoop.
EA news stories. Topic of the week. EA will reportedly announce an established IP revival next month, and this is coming from VGC. So EA have got an event on the 22nd of July, and supposedly it's been teased / rumored / hinted at,
Speculated at.
speculated that we're going to see an established IP revived by EA Motive, who are the guys who did Star Wars, Battlefront 2's story mode, and I think the Star Wars Rogue Squadron or whatever it's called.
Yes, the
Phase
Squadrons
combat
one. Yeah.
And it was Jeff Grubb who teased it on Twitter by saying, "I think you'll be happy. We're going to see it if we're not dead first."
Oh yeah.
So, gentlemen, before we get into it, what would you like to see?
It's a Dead Space 3 remake.
yeah, if
I
it-
am going to be fuming.
Oh yeah, well I hadn't thought if it being a remake of Dead. Yeah, if it's anything other, if it's from Dead Space and it's not Dead Space 3, I'm happy. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Space 4, but then can you really continue it?
Well, I mean, I've played through 3 a couple of times. Well, once fully and nearly fully with Ian. I don't remember how it ended, but I'm sure it wasn't. It wasn't really set up for a fourth one.
A continuation.
Yeah, but I suppose we could seeing as the wording is an established IP revival. Do you think it will be a sequel, or do you think it will be a reboot,
Remaster.
or basically taking Dead Space back to its beginning, but not remastering necessarily, just sort of
What, like a
starting again?
Call of Duty reimagined timeline.
Yeah.
It's like a
Or could
different
you
universe.
could you do like Mass Effect and just make every one of the 3 games look A1 4K beautiful ray tracing type ideas, and then
Yeah, you can't make Dead Space 3 good.
you can make
Well,
it look
they can
nicer.
make it-
No matter
They
how
can
much
make-
ray tracing you use, Dead Space 3 is never going to be
They can
good.
make it 4-player, Ian.
God,
And then make it
they can live
5-player, and
action.
then all
That
of
makes
us
me
can do it.
fuming.
It was thinking is I love because 1 and 2. What's the ship that is on? Is it the Ishimura or something?
Ishimura.
Ishmael.
Yeah, and then they bring it onto a planet, and you're like, no, stay.
And they-
ah.
Yeah. So I know Graham's being very quiet. Graham, while we kept waffling on about Dead Space, is there any other EA IP you'd like to see them bring back that they've sort of had dormant that you can think of? There's been a few other ones floating around, but I wanted to see your
I just think of what's been dead for a while.
oh, dead.
Oh!
Hey.
No, but legitimately, I can't think of something that's been dead for a while. That's EA that I'd like to see back.
Well, I know you're a big racing fan, so there was rumors that it could also be Burnout.
Oh, the Burnout games were
But
real.
Burnout was alright.
Burnout games were fantastic. How you just created chaos and got I'd have to.
I'd like the Crash version of that. Not
Yeah, that's
the,
what I'm in
Not the one where
Yeah.
you just make carnage. That would be.
Yeah, just the
Did
crash
you-
mode is awesome.
Did you play a spoof off of that one though?
That was Danger Zone. That was by the people who created Burnout, spun off into their own company and created Danger Zone 1 and 2. And I think they've got a third one on the way. It's been very quiet lately, but yeah. And the other one was SSX. It's been a while since we've seen one of them.
It's Chicken Rocker, Ratu Rocker. Sorry.
I
I
don't know.
if
Whether...
I don't know if anyone here a fan of SSX. It's not this one well over my head, but
I didn't
I
mind
played
it.
it.
Yeah.
SSX was fantastic. It's the second greatest snowboarding game ever made, apart from 1080 on 64.
right.
Snowball Kids.
And Snowball Kids. Jam.
I can't be dealing with another snowboarding game. What have we had? Steep.
And Shredders.
Shredders coming out. No.
Yeah.
Thing is, snowboard games are fun, but they have to be fun and not like Steep, where it was like you actually have to learn how to traverse down a mountain face.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty much in agreement then, really, that it better be Dead Space or we Riot, basically.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm trying to have I'm having a wee look on like old EA type titles and everything that
Wasn't
they've
Dante
got.
Inferno by EA.
Yeah.
No, but that was it.
Well, they're published by, I don't know who made it, but it was published by them.
That was a fantastic.
Yeah,
that was one Graham liked, I'm sure. Dante's
did.
This
Inferno.
sort of games made Dante Inferno.
Crazy game, but it was good fun. Quite surreal.
Dan, have you got any thoughts?
So I'd be happy. Dead Space. I would love to see Dead Space.
Is that so you can add another game that you won't complete?
Gosh, he's too scared to play it. Ooh.
I
Yeah,
can
it says
see
you
Dan doing
chicken
that.
shit, wouldn't even play the medium.
So Dead
The
Space,
medium's-
I thought was really good. Medium was very
Fantastic.
good. I loved the way they put that kind of that eerie vibe, and then occasionally you'd get well, you only had one jump scare, but yeah, no, Dead Space, definitely Dead Space. I think is
It's got to be in it.
I would like to think that's what they're hinting at.
I'd like
I
to
think
see
it'll
them.
be. I mean, they'll use the word dead, so
Medal
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Honor?
it's not anything dead with it, has it?
No, but
Yeah, I mean,
shoot
that's,
people.
I'm
There's
just
a lot
looking
of
at
dead
old
people.
EA
It has-
games.
I think the last one was when they rebooted it on the 360, wasn't it? And then they did a VR version.
Yeah.
The Titanfall devs did it. What are they called? Respawn did a VR version for Oculus, I think, last year or earlier this year. But yeah, it's been a while since we've seen one of them. But
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
only thing I
sure
could
if that-
see close-wise from dead is Dante's Inferno.
Hmm.
Make a second one of them. Apart from that, it has to really be Dead Space.
Yeah, the way that
That's-
they've lined up, it looks like it's going to definitely be that.
thing is an established IP as well. I mean, Dante's Inferno was a single game, wasn't it? Whereas
Yeah.
at least
Yeah, one game where
Dead
Dead
Space
Space.
has got three excellent games. I'm sorry, two excellent games
Two.
and one that can go in the fucking bin. Yeah,
Medal
no,
of Honor's a good shout, though. To be fair,
Medal of Honor is a good shout, but do you think they would really want to push that with
No.
Battlefront and Call of
And
Duty?
yeah, as I
and
say,
Halo
with
next
Battlefront,
year?
yeah,
Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers was an EA game.
I just feel dead talking about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess.
Another one I'm
Could
pretty
be.
sure that Graham enjoyed.
that was
Was
fantastic.
Was
that
it them
game.
ones, the action adventure ones, them ones, weren't they? Like the sort of isometric.
What?
brawler
Yeah, no,
style?
you could play 4 players, 3 players, 4 players in that one.
What's that?
Which one?
What's that?
Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
Oh, I never played it.
They were
yeah,
I
fantastic
think
games.
I remember playing some of it, and I thought I played it with you, Gray. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we did play one of them.
I'm having
Lord of
a-
the Rings ain't really for me, but I say apparently it's a good game, but yeah, not for me.
Some of them are alright, but there were so many of them that were floating around. Some of them were pants, but there was a couple of good ones in there.
The only other one that it could really be if they were going to do anything was Fight Night, but I doubt it'll be Fight Night for the fact that there's another boxing game coming out very soon that looks 10 times what Fight Night ever was. So
See,
That's great.
Fight Night's a good shout because that was always one of those technical showcases, wasn't it? Do you remember the Fight Night round 3?
how
demo?
beautiful it looked graphically, yeah.
I can't stand boxing, but I played that I don't know how much because I just watched them punch each other in the face and their face, and all the sweat and stuff coming off.
But no, that's all I can really see of things that it could possibly be.
So here we go. Hear me out here. So okay, so we're calling unanimous that it's Dead Space. Would you prefer like a remastered Dead Space 4, so sequel, or a whole new reimagined? So like where they kind of remake the whole Dead Space.
My only issue with them doing a whole new one is how would you do a full new one? Like what would you think would be the way that they would go down if they went a completely new route?
I guess it'd be a new story, new characters, but the same universe.
It would
So it's
have
all
to be,
happening at
wouldn't
the
it?
same time.
Again, I
We-
can't remember the end of Dead Space 3, but I'm sure Isaac is sort of done by now, isn't he? Really, Isaac Clarke.
Well, you go with Isaac Clarke and you branch off from, instead of it being the I'm not even going to pronounce it.
Well, yeah,
but-
of course, Carver's and Fate and Isaac's fate was unknown in Dead Space 3. You had no idea what happened to them in the end.
Mm.
So you could obviously do any story with them to see what happened. And hopefully they throw Carver into the sun.
Yeah, just the opening cutscene is him just floating away like Shepard, just straight into the
Into
sun.
into the sun. That'll make me happy. But yeah.
The Road Rash series was EA, I think. Maybe one of those could be interesting.
True. Road Rash is not a bad shout, yeah. That's been a long time since we've seen a Road Rash.
007 games were done by EA as well.
That's been picked up by
Yeah, that's what I was
IO.
thinking. They've picked up somebody else is going to be doing a new 007. Is it not like a 007 game, but it's going to be very Hitman like?
Yeah. So it's gonna be, it's GoldenEye by Hitman style.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is the Hitman developers, isn't it?
Yeah,
is it
so
IO?
it's IO Interactive, yeah. So they're going to do not GoldenEye, 007, but the style of your movement is based like Hitman.
What was
so.
it called? Project Zero? Project Double? It was Project something.
007, I think it's just Project 007.
Yeah. But no, can't see anything else. So yeah, Dead Space definitely confirmed day one X
Yeah.
Pass.
I think, I think I'd like to see a reboot. So going back to the original, with Isaac Clarke sort of re-exploring the Ishimura and pushing it in terms of next gen technology, and just expanding that story because those first 2 games were awesome for the story and the world and the sheer shit show of the enemies coming at you. And yeah, we all know about Dead Space 3, how we feel about that. Do you think it would come to Game Pass day one, seeing as EA Plays included, or do you think we might have to wait a little while?
Nah, it'd be one of the ones we have to wait a little
Yeah.
while. Actually, depends. If it's remastered, maybe not. But I imagine,
Now, look,
wait.
EA could have dropped Mass Effect in there day one, and they didn't for the
That's a good point.
remaster.
That's a good point.
So I think this thing, EA's got a terrible reputation as it is. They're not going to start dishing out games as part of a already prepaid service that you just get it on the first day it launches for £1 for the first 3 months. So
Yeah.
it's EA's not the type of company to look after the people that buy its games. It's just interested in as much money as it can make.
Yeah.
Normally they do it after like what 6 or 9 months. Is
Well,
normally
yeah,
when they say.
the normal time is FIFA usually comes out in what, October, November
Well,
time,
FIFA comes out in normally September, October.
September,
and then gets
October,
Game Pass May.
February.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was earlier this year, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but apart
normally
from
it's towards the end of the football season.
so I
Yeah.
don't see them doing any favors for the consumer. It's going to be we're part of EA Play that's part of Game Pass, but you still have to pay £60 to get our game.
Well, you remember they've done that with It Takes Two. So yeah, that's
It
as you
takes
say,
two, baby.
baby.
Having just finished that game off, one of the contenders for Game of the Year, by the way. Just putting that out there.
I've just bought it, so I'm going to start playing that with my wife.
What game's that?
It
Sorry, I
takes
missed
two.
It Takes Two.
Oh, it takes two.
It's
Yeah.
everything that. Oh, what was the prison one called?
Way Out.
Get Out, Way Out.
A Way
that's
Out.
it.
Way out.
It takes everything that A Way Out is good at and then cranks it up to 11.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It's a great couch co-op 2-player game. Me and my wife played it, and you don't like my wife's technical gaming skills about shit to Dan's level, roughly in that sort of scale. And
So that means you're lower than that. Oh my god, she must
Daniel,
have carried you big time.
Daniel, let's not get carried away. And even she had a great time with it. It was a fantastic game to play through.
Happy days.
Anyway,
So, yeah.
sidetrack. Sorry.
So yeah,
Awesome.
It Takes Two. It's sort of one that's I'd like to play, but I'm going to wait till it comes into Game Pass or EA Play or what have you. The only other thing in terms of Dead Space, sort of swerving back onto that topic, obviously Visceral were the studio that created Dead Space, and they were shuttered 2-3 years ago now.
Okay.
So obviously, as the story said, that EA Motive are going to take on this IP revival. Have either of you played, or any of you, I should say, played either of their games? Because I've not, and I'm not sure if they've got the chops to sort of do a good job necessarily.
So what games
in
have
terms
they
of-
put out?
As far as I'm aware, the only two they've done are the Battlefront 2 and the Rogue Squadron, or whatever.
Well, Squadrons was good.
yeah.
It was a bit chaotic and difficult to try and get your head around everything that was happening, but it was still a good game. And
The
Battlefront
flying-
2 was good as well.
Yeah, flying was a pain in the rear end. I remember because I reviewed Squadrons, and the story was all right. It was good. Star Wars game, loved it. And then Battlefront 2, there was wasn't a story in Battlefront 2.
Though there
was
wasn't Battlefront 2, there wasn't in Battlefront 1.
That's what
No,
they
was
were.
it?
They thought is what, as far as I remember, that's what they were created to build, was the story for Battlefront 2.
Is it?
So
I don't know when this new IP is due to be announced, launched, whatever it's going to. Well, I know when it's due to be announced, but when it's due to be launched is. But the director for Assassin's Creed Valhalla has just left Ubisoft to join EA Motive. I don't know if that's to do with this new game that they're planning on bringing out, but
it could very well be. Could very well be. I mean,
So-
that sort of feels a bit more confidence. I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it. It's just a
Yeah.
shame that Visceral had to be, shuttered when now they decided, oh, actually, we could do another Dead Space. After all, but I mean, we made you do these really shitty Battlefield games, and then we shut you down.
Yeah.
But actually, there was something called Dead Space which you were quite good at, so maybe we'll try that again.
And again,
bit of a shame, but we will find out hopefully on the 22nd of July, which is EA's, as I said, EA Play Live event, which they do every year. And yeah, we'll probably get some other bits and pieces. Perhaps we'll get some Dead Space, not Dead Space. Sorry, I'm stuck on that now. Dragon Age news.
Do you think it's about time that we've seen something? It's been a bit quiet on that front. We had one little trailer, and nothing else has been mentioned since.
Yeah, they've got to do something sooner or later.
There's got to be some more on
Mass
the
Effect.
newer Mass Effect as well, surely.
That'd be nice.
As well as they'll probably get about let's see, what footballer do you reckon they'll get up this year? Harry Kane,
No. What, to
Pedro-
slobber in the micro?
Pedro Danez.
Gareth
This is a
Bale.
great game. You should all play it. This is fantastic.
Feel
Gareth
my
Bale is-
ferocious hate.
No, but Gareth Bale, he's on a plane home, isn't he? So
I was waiting on the dig to be for the Scotland team there, Daniel. I was waiting for
No
it.
one knows. No one knows any Scottish players.
yeah, there's no one decent, is there?
So, all right, quick sidetrack while we're on it. Who's excited for the football on Tuesday? Do
I
you
am.
reckon? Do you reckon they're actually going to get through?
The sprechen zu Deutsch.
Well, yeah. If Holland can get knocked out, spoiler alert, I think anything is possible.
We're at home. We got the fans behind us.
The Germans are
no.
going to wipe the floor with the English.
See, I'm going to be honorarily Scottish this Tuesday just because I'm not interested in the slightest. So I'm with you, Ross.
So
Three
what's that?
against
You're just gonna drink
All
then
right,
and support
Pete,
Germany.
calm down. You've been
I'm
hanging on
just-
to Pete too much. That's what it's
Yeah,
saying.
I'm just going to. Well, I'm just going to. Yeah, I feel Ross is outnumbered here, so I'm going to join in
Exactly.
for a minute. I keep getting accused of being Scottish as well, so yeah, I feel some kindred spirit with him.
Damn right.
You're old and bitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I drink Iron Brew. Right. Anyway,
I'm going to remember the good old days.
video games. All right. So yeah. So Dead Space. Hopefully July 22nd. We've got just under a month to wait. And if it's not, then not interested.
Right.
Cool.
FUE.
You're right. Sticking with Video Games Chronicle, they have reported that Xbox is reportedly rolling out Xbox Series X server blades for cloud gaming. So this is what it says on the tin, basically. Upgrades to cloud gaming. So at the minute they're run by Xbox One S's, Xbox One S sort of cloud version type thing. But they've been gradually rolling out to Xbox Series X hardware, and apparently they're in the final stages of testing, and they'll be upgrading the experience for Ultimate members in the next few weeks. And this was earlier this week, so it's getting closer all the time. And a lot of users were reporting playing games like Yakuza, Rainbow Six Siege, and seeing the little tags saying 120 FPS, HDR, blah blah blah. So yeah, so has anybody played cloud gaming this week and noticed anything different?
I haven't played anything.
I haven't played anything on it, but I did include this as one of my news stories this week in my daily dump, or weekly dumps. So it was like players were seeing the 120 FPS type features on certain games, but they were also noticing games that they had played previously were starting to load up, and load screens were dramatically quicker. So they're starting to now see the rollout of them moving to Series X hardware on the cloud servers. So that's only going to make the experience more enjoyable for people who have got access to it.
Exactly. It was already pretty quick as it was, and
Yeah.
to get even quicker, and then obviously to have these improvements as well. I mean, you're not really going to notice 120 FPS on your
Phone.
smartphone,
No.
but it's good to know that it's at least running as fast as it possibly can.
The other
It's,
thing that they had touched on as well, I think it was at the same time that they had announced that they were going to be introducing this the new hardware for the cloud basis, is that they were saying that hopefully in the next few weeks to months they expect everybody to be invited to the cloud. Instead of just being on a beta, it's going to be for everybody. So iOS, Android, doesn't matter what you're on, you're going to be able to sign up for it. It doesn't have to just be waiting on
Oh, nice.
Microsoft sending you an email that you can sign up to it. So touch wood, as somebody who's still waiting on it, that'll be quite nice to take that away on my iPad.
I thought you were in by now. Yeah,
Well,
wow.
I didn't realise the dumbass that I am. I don't actually have, technically, I don't have Game Pass. I had Game Pass with this idiot
Oh,
in the
okay.
You
corner.
sponger. Goddamn Scottish sponger. Get off.
Exactly, yeah. You remember the next time you actually have to contribute a game.
Standby games.
Well, that's my point.
I bought one this week.
So I was signed up to technically his Game Pass, so I would never have got an invite. So I've signed up to Game Pass under my own name to hopefully get access to it.
I see. See, the game sharing is good until little foibles like this come into play. But,
Correct.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's good. It's a good little incentive to try more cloud gaming. Gray, have you got? I know you were sort of keen on playing some cloud gaming. You haven't gone back to this week at all.
I haven't needed to cloud game, have I?
Well, this is true. I mean, you don't leave your house. So.
No, I was about to say.
Yeah.
There's no venturing out yet to sort of really fully dabble in it, but I did try a little bit of it. I tested the Monster Sanctuary via the phone, and it's not exactly a hard pressing game anyway. So, but played fine enough.
Happy days. Yeah, I did actually try some. Now I think about it, I went to a soft play with the kids the other day, and they were off playing. So I thought I'll have a try on the Wi-Fi here. It didn't work very well because their Wi-Fi must have been awful. But yeah, Ian, what about you and your Razer Rikishi? Have you played anything with that?
Not in the past couple of weeks, actually. No, haven't really had a chance to or need to. I've always been at home. If I'm at home, I'm at work, working, unlike some people.
And
But
we'll
yeah,
let
no.
that little dig just slide, and we'll go. Cool. Yeah. So, obviously, well, Gray, your thing's really kicking off again now. I don't know if it's just me or not.
No, it's
No,
yeah.
it's kicking off.
Find the mute button.
Excuse us, man. We have technical difficulties.
Did you notice in the E3 conference and in the extended show, probably not so much in the E3 conference for you, Jay, but almost every other game, every other game was cloud gaming.
Yes.
It
Oh,
seems
did it?
like
I didn't notice that. No.
yeah, so it seems like as they're doing this server upgrade, I would imagine that we are going to have now every game being able to be played via the cloud in Game Pass.
I think that's the eventual aim, isn't it, to get as
Yeah.
much of it as possible, if not all of them, which is what, something like 200 odd titles at this point.
Especially the ones that are not multiplayer games. I mean, there's no reason that. Well, I know it's still difficult to put them up in cloud gaming, but it's much easier to put a single player game up on the cloud than it is, say, something like Battlefield, for example.
Well, yeah, you don't have to faff about with all the lag and latency
Yeah.
and everything else.
You can
Yeah,
put up with
totally.
a bit of input delay playing The Witcher or something compared to trying to do it in COD or Battlefront or Battlefield or whatever.
Yeah, something competitive. You don't want to
Yeah.
be pressing the button and waiting 2 seconds for it to eventually fire. I mean, I was finding that when I tried to play Being with Gears, I tried to cloud game and it wouldn't have none of it. I could barely see what was going on, letting them fire or anything.
I mean, that's like normal anyway with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, somehow I went down less when I tried to cloud game. But yeah, speaking of, though, Game Pass, let's move on to the next one.
Oh, that was smooth.
Very next.
Segway.
Straight in there.
Outriders Xbox Game Pass launch has paid off. They say the digital sales ratio is very high and active users beat expectations, which if you tried to play it in the first couple of days, you'll probably know because apparently it shit the bed.
Yes, it did.
And
Nobody
did
was
not work.
expecting it to be as popular. But
Yeah.
what I found the most fascinating about this story is who said it. It
Which was
Square Enix.
Which was Square Enix.
You know,
yes.
the people who were all PlayStation for all their Final Fantasy games and things like this. And they turned down and said, this is a massive success. It's almost like, there you go, Sony. Take that.
Yeah, so they've obviously, as you say, they've been quite pally with PlayStation for years, haven't
Yeah.
they? With the Final Fantasy, and obviously Final Fantasy VII is still exclusive. Excuse me, and 16 is coming, which is exclusive, and they've got another one. I'm sure that was Spider-Man for Marvel's Avengers, which is an exclusive character. But then they release this, and they suddenly see a massive spike. And other than the first few launch days problems, I haven't seen anything else saying it's been particularly bad. Seems to have been all sorted now.
It seems to have fixed whatever server-esque issues they had.
Yeah.
And
Has anybody played it? Because I haven't played it.
I have played it.
I don't want to play it until I've jumped in with a group because it seems like it's the sort of game that is better played in a group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
100%.
don't-
I'm the same as well
You
because
don't single player this game
No,
at all.
so I'm
I
waiting
did,
to
and it's
wait until
horrible.
I've got enough time to sit down with an actual group of people to go, right, let's play Outriders.
oh well.
And-
You know what though? It's a Game Pass game.
Game Pass.
We are not on to the new month.
I was about to say that, but it is only 3 players.
It
isn't it?
is, yeah. It would.
That's why me and Graham wanted when I downloaded.
We can't even get 6 of us to play Knockout City at the same time.
Yeah,
so
but the thing
I'm
is-
sure 3 people will be fine for Outriders.
Well,
Besides,
Dan will only
I'm
be
on a-
there for like
Yeah,
half an hour.
Dan will only be there for half an hour, and all of a sudden, all you hear in the background is whoosh.
Listen, I'm on the boss. I'm waiting for you guys to catch up so I can get help beating this boss.
So
I'm
I
up
need,
for trying it.
I need to power
the
level
tutorial
through to
boss.
carry Dan. Yeah.
You need help cracking the tutorial.
Graham, have you played it yet? Have you?
No, I want to, but it just, I haven't got around to sort of starting it up yet, and I'm worried that it's just not going to be a single player deal.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. Single player in that game it's not for everybody.
No, this is like Destiny. If you're playing Destiny single player, it's hard as hell.
Yeah.
You need that person. You need communication. I think the boss I'm on because he kind of hyper focuses on the one player, you need someone to go around the back and try and take him out. And that's what I'm struggling with at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit like, say with some Destiny bosses and stuff, you need to have communication. It makes it a bit more fun as well if you're playing with others. And same with so many games out there which want people to play with other people, and it just doesn't work on your own. Like Destiny, even Gears, for example, I wouldn't play that on my own. And Outriders is another one.
But I think Gears is scalable. Gears scales if it's a single player. If you're playing by yourself, it scales to you as a one player person. Whereas this doesn't seem like it scales at all. It is it's 1,000 enemies coming at once, and you are the lone person with your powers, and you've got to deal with them. And it's,
in Gears, as you say, even if you're on your own, you've got AI companions to fight with you. So the difficulty remains the same, but you've just got a little bit of help. Whereas it sounds like in Outriders, as you said, you're on your own somewhere if you've got no human players to go with you.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot to mention about Gears and the bots.
Yeah.
But then also they were saying about Outriders. There's when it first launched, they were saying that's it, that's the game, done, dusted. Thank you very much. And it obviously by this article, it's saying how well it's doing. Do you think we'll see some DLC content or something else from them?
Oh yeah, you will definitely get some DLC out of it. I think they confirmed that, haven't they?
So, well, when it first came out, they said they didn't say anything. They said this is it. We're not doing anything else for
that
it.
was part of their sales pitch. Was like, this is the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Off you go. Like, there's no season passes. There's no DLC. There's no content drops. Is what you get is what you get kind of thing.
Yeah.
But apparently, again, according to the Icon VGC, it has attracted over 3.5 million unique players between April 1st and May 1st, which was the launch day, a month later. And it just seems to have done much more interest than they were expecting just on Xbox. So this obviously doesn't specify whether those 3.5 million are just Game Pass or whether they are all platforms. I imagine it's all platforms.
Yeah, that seems like a high rate.
You've got to think a lot of it is Game Pass, just because
Well, a lot of people won't pick it up. They say, "Oh, this new game, let's try it out."
Exactly. You've got so many, 18 odd million subscribers. Working through that.
As it's a game, you need to play with others as well. You have to rely on other people, your friends buying it as well to play it with them. Whereas Game Pass offers you the chance to play it with people straight away because you can just take it straight away.
And there's no cross-play either, isn't it? I don't think it's single platform multiplayer.
Yes, correct.
So
as far as I'm aware.
Imagine if they added cross-player in.
I think Sony's copping a lot of flack for the cross-play issues just now, because I know Borderlands has just went live. That
they don't like cross-play. You sure?
Xbox, PC, Stadia, everything like that is all cross-play just now, and Sony's just sitting there like, no, we don't want that.
Yeah,
that's so ridiculous,
man.
It could be signed a very death warrant with that one, mate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll probably be alright for a while, but I mean, they got to join in at some point, didn't they? Even Nintendo are on board, so.
Well, it's silly because they're half in, half out, aren't they? They're doing things like Fortnite, and there's a couple of other games where their hands have been forced. But a lot of the other games are like, nah, it's okay, we're fine.
Yeah. And as we said before, they were one of the original ones with Portal and stuff on Steam. And now they're just like, nah, we're not interested. So Outriders, happy days. If you played it, enjoyed it, let us know. And if you haven't, then now's the perfect time to get involved.
Raymond,
you know what that noise is? That noise is like, it's super distracting. I don't know what could it be. I don't know what it could be.
Try turn it off and on again.
Have you considered hitting it with a hammer?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so that's pretty much all the decent news stories for the week. So there's various other bits and pieces. One very quick thing. Did all of you lot see on Twitter over the last day or so all these people talking about Game Pass and being sort of shilling it without shilling it? What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's just like, giving away free advertisements and free sort of waffle and stuff. And it's almost as if they're, trying to plug the fact that Game Pass is only, $10.99 a month for 100 plus games and cloud gaming and you could subscribe now for 3 months for £1. That's weird, isn't it?
It's,
Don't know how-
Everyone's just so negative these days, aren't they?
it was amusing. They were saying that it was from Sony fanboys, weren't they? How
yeah.
they were trying to kind of rip into Game Pass, and then you've had every influencer and media person go, "Hang on a minute, you're joking." There's, as you said, over 100. I think what did we say? It was 200 and something daft, wasn't it, last month?
270
across all
something,
of
yeah.
them, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well
I
over
think
200.
I think it was Alana Pierce that I seen that had popped up that was like saying you can get the first 3 months for like $1 and you get 200 and odd games. How does that not make sense as good value for money?
Yeah.
Especially when you've now got devs coming out saying, yeah, we put it in a Game Pass day one, and yeah, we weren't getting £60 for everybody that's played it, but more people are now playing our game because it's in Game Pass. So that's a win for everybody.
Exactly.
It's
It's ridiculous. It's like Netflix and stuff like that, and Hulu and stuff like that. People don't complain about them. Why are you complaining about Game Pass? It's the same kind of service.
But I mean, the first year it was bang average, wasn't it? However, you had the thing of if you crossed over from your normal Xbox Gold to Game Pass, you got basically you had it for 3 years, didn't you? It equated to
Yeah, when
in
it
the
first launched.
First
Yeah.
came, because I got mine to like 2022. So
yeah. All right, you didn't have as many games or as many great games as you do now. I mean, now it's ridiculous. And then come the end of this year,
Wow.
isn't it? Yeah, isn't it almost day in day every Microsoft title? What is it? It's Flight Simulator,
Forza,
Forza,
Halo.
Halo. And there's literally every month drops a new game, and that's without
Psychonauts 2.
yeah, and that's without them then going to games like then there's 12 minutes, then you've got the Ascent, and then you've got something else, and then you've got something else. It's almost as if it's every 3 weeks. There is
And every game is in Game Pass. You can get 20% off if you buy it.
if
as
you
well.
then buy it, yeah.
And it's just everyone's like, also anti-consumer. It's bad for the developers. I was like, you do realize, so PlayStation, Xbox pay more to have their games on Game Pass than PlayStation ever do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's good for them because they get the extra money to actually put more money into the game. It's like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, especially for indie developers, like I can't remember. They haven't obviously specified details because I imagine they're under NDAs and stuff. But there was something around like, every developer gets a different amount. So a smaller indies get less, and something like EA or something gets obviously a massive amount to put their game on there. But say they give them an indie developer $100,000 for their game, that's probably more than they would have sold off the bat. I mean, down the line they might have eventually sold more through sales and stuff like that.
but that's day one, isn't it?
that's
Potentially
day
before
one.
the game jumps into the thing.
Yeah.
They get
and
100
sometimes
a check.
it's only 1 year as well. It's like, what will have a Game Pass for 1 year? We'll give you 100,000. You can put money towards it.
It's only on Xbox, so they still can sell it on PlayStation. They still can sell it on Switch, PC.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
sometimes some is only, like I say, sometimes games are only a year. You think, it's only a year. Why is that only a year?
that's
Where
one
they
of,
played that?
one of the things we are like in Project Game Pass. Like, I would never have ever thought about picking up a Kill Queen Black. Like, never ever would have touched that in a month of Sundays. And then that night that we played it, I was converted. That's a fantastic game. But because it was in Game Pass, I had the option to play it. Whereas if that had been, you need to spend, even if it was £20 on the store to buy that game, I'd have been like,
Oh yeah,
I'm good.
but then also, so for the consumer, for us, you've also got the thing of all these great games in Game Pass. So I've had like 40 quid sitting in my Microsoft credit account for ages, and it was burning a hole in my pocket. And I'm like, what can I buy? What can I buy? So I messaged, wasn't it, a couple of weeks back, and I was like, right, Back for Blood. That's what I'm going to do.
And then boom.
And everyone went, wait, right, okay, it's in Game Pass now. Back for Blood, another one in Game Pass.
Exactly, another
day
one,
in day.
October.
So I've picked up It Takes Two. All right, yes, I may be an idiot. In 3 weeks' time, 4 months' time, it might be in Game Pass.
Or
But
tomorrow.
you know, well, Sod's Law will be tomorrow.
If it's
Tuesday.
tomorrow, that'd be so.
I'd be so pissed off. But however, I'm buying more games. I'm spending more money inside games as well. I'm buying more season passes, more cosmetics, more.
Just not completing games.
No.
No, why would I want to complete games? Jesus, I just want to spend money. And
I mean, I'm quite fortunate. Obviously, through the Tavern, we get a lot of games to review and stuff like that. So I haven't really bought many games lately. But if I was just the average consumer, obviously you'd have, the 200 odd games in Game Pass. But I wouldn't mind buying the ones, smaller indie ones that don't go into it, or even something like Resident Evil Village obviously didn't go into it. I would have bought that day one, paid 80, 90 quid for the special edition because I'm a chump. And, that's just...
That said, the game that I've reviewed this week that I'll talk about later, that would have been perfect for Game Pass.
Especially if you held out any signs or... Oh, no, that's the other one, isn't it?
Well, yeah, don't mention... Don't. I was watching that yesterday. Don't.
But yeah, so Game Pass, good. As always. I don't know if we've mentioned it before, but it's best deal in gaming. And it's only getting better. So video games are good. Yeah, Game Pass. Subscribe. Why not? And while you're at it, subscribe to us.
Oh,
he is on fire tonight.
I'm slowly learning this YouTuber spiel.
Can
How
someone
much
give
weight
me,
and subscribe?
Can someone give me the timestamp for that? That is going to be dropped on Twitter tomorrow.
Oh,
56:35.
I would have.
56. Oh my god, Dad's having a few.
I know. We got 4 minutes to get through the entire.
I just
podcast.
realised.
Right, let's go.
Time.
What?
All right,
Do you know what time my bedtime is?
let's smooth our way through to the next question then. So we do our 30-week video game challenge. And this week we are on question 17, which is our favorite antagonist. So basically our favorite bad guy from video games. And Graham, he's not a bad guy, is he, though, really?
What?
He's not a bad guy. I can see your second choice there.
Who did Graham
not-
pick? Hold on, let's see what.
Hang on. Did someone dabble?
Yeah,
All right, well played. Well played.
All right, well, seeing as I'm on you,
oh,
great. Who is your actual pick? And leave poor Kenny alone. Hashtag poor
Okay,
Kenny.
Would have. Yeah. He's not an antagonist, he's just a turd. Yeah, the antagonist I picked was Joseph Seed from Far Cry 5. There's probably a lot of antagonists from all the Far Cry games, just that person that you really, really want to kill. But
Because I thought I'd pick Vaz from
I was going to say
43.
Vaz is up there.
but the one from 5 you don't get to kill. He survives at the end of it.
Well,
And you-
spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Jeez, mate, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah, too late now.
Should we spoil New Dawn as well, right?
Yeah,
I
why
don't
not?
need to
Yeah.
play that.
Yeah.
You can. You'd have got that far done.
I would have read
Yeah.
it somewhere.
And there's someone that really desperately needed their comeuppance. It's that guy. And yeah, all through 5, desperately wanted to get him. And in every Far Cry game, there's always that teaser where you're right there and you never do it. All
You're
the
up
way
in your
towards the-
face and you're
Yeah.
like, you could just kill him now. Instead, they waffle on for 15 fucking hours. Chatting shit.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of, especially in New Dawn. There is a
Yeah.
lot of chatting in that one, unnecessarily. Yeah, but yeah, he's just that annoying guy that you really, really want to kill. And Far Cry are known for him, but he kind of tops it from the other two. I think it was Pang Min, the one from the one before. He was
Pagan
quite
Men
annoying.
and Vaz, yeah.
And yeah, Pagan Min was he was definitely one you wanted to get, but yeah, Joseph Seed was a little bit more indirect, but still horrendously annoying.
He was the cult leader, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He looked like when you saw him, like I've seen the box art, obviously I haven't played it yet. He looks like tip top, proper loon. You want to shoot him.
and it
in
never
the
stops. It doesn't stop. It carries on into New Dawn. He's just as much of an annoying loon in that one as well.
But
Excellent.
Well, I'm not spoiling it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. No,
Yeah,
stop
no more
spoiling.
spoilers. I've already spoiled one game.
Yeah.
Yes, you should play New Dawn if you're not satisfied with the end of Far Cry 5. Although I will say that our friend Kaninch
Oh,
chose the opposite option, Grayman.
That's the why. How could you? There's no other option. You either do that option or you turn the game off and never play it again.
Anyway, we're steering into spoiler territory. Ian,
Hi.
who is your favorite antagonist in video games?
So mine has to be, as everyone should know already, it'll be GLaDOS. Or
Oh,
I
I
guess
was gonna pick that.
Wheatley does count as well.
Fucking spoilers! Jesus.
So yeah, my two are GLaDOS and Wheatley from Portal 1 and 2.
I think that's a solid choice, Ian. I almost would have picked that myself if I
I
had.
know.
Funnily enough.
Funnily enough, if you. But yeah, just by far perfect dialogue writing, perfect tank. Just everything about it is just magnifique.
Yeah, GLaDOS is fantastic as a
It's just the whole the
baddie.
whole comedy spiel and everything about it. It's just, and then obviously spoilers of 2. If you haven't played it, you have to work together. And it's like
When she's
Just
a
wait.
potato.
when she's the potato.
The thing I love about it is I can't remember. There's one of the levels in one of the Portal games where you can cheat to get through the level, and it's like the fact that GLaDOS has got voice lines put into it that she like can say. I think it's if you cheat in the level, she's like, "You're not a very nice person, are you?" Just because you've cheated to get through the level.
You didn't do that correctly. did
It's
you?
just little
Why?
things like that. It just
Yeah.
Yeah, they're incredibly well
You're a
written.
monster. How could you
Incredibly
do
well
this?
And yeah, as you say, they almost think of everything. So no matter what you try, they're like, we knew you'd try that. Or you thought you'd get away with that. Not today. I think they're awesome, but I always go to Cave Johnson when I think about Portal 2, and he gives it the damn lemons. Life gives you lemons. Don't
Smash 'em.
take- Make
Yeah.
life take the lemons back. I don't want your damn lemons.
Yeah, you tell
I'm going
him.
to use the lemons to burn your house down. Oh, what a great game. Portal 1 and 2. Graham hates them, but I love them.
I don't know how you hate them, man, but then
They're so good.
it's just perfect storytelling game. Oh, I'll love a 3rd one somehow if they can make a 3rd one.
That would be nice.
Shove your cake up your ass.
if Valve ever managed to count to 3, we'd love a Half-Life 3, a Portal 3, a Left 4 Dead 3, and then we could die happy. But
I would die happy with 2 of the 3 options.
probably not going to happen. Ross.
I'm happy that there isn't an option.
Ross, who is yours?
I've
Who
I've
is
changed
yours?
mine because I just had
I saw
a
that.
brainstorming thought just when you were talking about guys that you couldn't wait to punch in the face, and had a
Oh
total
yeah, I
mind.
did think. You know, when I saw you when you put your original one, I was like, "Oh, really?" I was like,
So I had initially put Gauntlet of Redemption Witcher 3, and that just seemed like a pristine call for me. And then realised, wait a minute, the greatest protagonist in any video game ever created, Handsome Jack. He's the only guy that
Silence.
you want to shoot in the face numerous times, but he's still the best character in the series.
Spoilers, I suppose, but do you actually get to kill him?
Yes.
Okay, in Borderlands 2, or Is it in
Yes, you get to kill him in Well, you either get to kill him in Borderlands 2, or you can let Lilith kill him in Borderlands 2.
because he is in
He is in
Tales from the Borderland.
No, he's in Borderlands
I thought-
2 and Tales, Borderlands the pre-sequel. But
I thought he was in Tales from the Borderland as like an AI character. or something, or like-
technically, he's a voice inside Reese's head with
Yeah.
an implant that he puts in. Technically, yes, but he's not actually in the. Well, he is in Tales of the Borderlands, not Tales of the Borderlands, the pre-sequel, and that's how he becomes Handsome Jack instead of just Jack.
Okay,
Answer.
But no, definitely the best protagonist.
best protagonist again. Borderlands, not for me. Passed me by completely. But yeah, good for you, Ross.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're glad about Handsome Jack. And we've gotten thoughts of Handsome Jack, or should we move on to Daniel?
I don't know if
Jack is
Dan,
good.
does Dan know any?
Ooh.
Daniel, your favorite antagonist from video games?
It's probably someone like Donkey Kong from one of the original Super Mario. He's that old.
King Cooper.
The ghost from Pac-Man.
I was going to go with Handsome Jack because I
Adolf and
thought
Pog.
Ross was going to take it, which he obviously didn't and then did. So I have gone with Bioshock's Frank Fontaine.
Would you kindly tell us why you don't like him?
Because he tries to help you, and then all of a sudden you find out it's a ruse, and he was
Oh.
trying to get you to help him.
Spoilers.
The bastard. But yeah, I think that's the definition of a bad guy, a protagonist. He tries to manipulate you to his bidding. So yeah,
And he does a very good job of it as well.
I think so. And I love the voices, and Bioshock's a wonderful, wonderful game.
I thought you might have picked Carver from Walking Dead.
Nah.
Like, what? Because he tried to kill Clementine.
That's it.
Ooh.
my
No, he picked Bioshock. I mean, he just likes the relationship between the big daddy and that little girl that's next.
Oh, Jesus
my
Christ! So
God.
anyway, Yeah. So
little
yeah,
sisters.
no, Frank Fontaine. So did anybody else enjoy that twist, that plot twist of the would you kindly? Whereas it's
Without
sort of,
didn't
ruining
get- I
the whole
didn't see it,
podcast,
but
I
that
haven't played the
ruined-
Bioshock games.
And you're all big
Leave,
Ignition.
leave, get out, leave.
Wow.
I mean, Ross, you talk a big game here,
I know.
and you do well most of the time, but
I've ruined it.
You're so good. Like
You've gotta
we
keep up
let
with
you
some of
off. With
I've
some
ruined
games.
it. I know. I started
I
playing Bioshock. I started playing the original, and I, for some reason or other, didn't complete it.
You're making me play Gears. You haven't played Bioshock.
you can skip over 2, but Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite are incredible games.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
I-
you've not
100%.
played Fallout New Vegas? Wheeshed.
Yeah, but I've played other Fallouts, and so that's
It's all
fine.
the
At least
same.
I've played a couple. Yeah, they're all
Granted.
pretty much the same. But yeah,
Bioshock
so
was beautiful when it came
You'll
out. on
need
the
to play
360.
Bioshock.
now we've ruined it for him though. So
That's fine.
he knows what's coming on. Would you kindly forget what we were talking about, Ross, and we'll move on.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I'll get mine out of the way very quickly then. Albert Wesker, Resident Evil, of course. Cool. Let's move on.
Surprise.
Yeah, no, I think he's awesome. He starts off as a bare bones, cop basically, and turns into a hulking, mutated behemoth that is killed in the lava of a volcano by Chris, who punches boulders to get to him.
Damn right.
In which one's that? 5? No.
And 5, yeah.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
He starts off as your friend, gradually turns into the enemy. So Shade should have given it away to start with, really, shouldn't they? And he gets impaled by the tyrant at the end of the first game. Somehow survives, obviously, and then just develops all kinds of superpowers. And
What about
he's
Nemesis? I thought I picked him.
pretty awesome. Nemesis is, yeah. Mr. T, as I keep calling him, Mr. X might be a better one
Pitiful.
than Nemesis, but Albert Wesker's pretty cool.
Or the
in terms of a
sexy
bad guy.
lady from number 8. What's her name? Them lady.
Lady Dimitrescu.
There we go.
Tress.
Yeah, maybe
Will
a
she do it
daughter
for you?
might be all right. No, I'm not one of. I appreciate the internet going mad for tall lady who wants to step on them, but yeah, not for me. But Albert Wesker, he's the man until he died, and now we've never heard from him again. Hopefully, he'll come back at some point. Although there's a Netflix series, actually, isn't there, about Wesker's
Mhm.
children? Which
What, they'll come back in 9, do you think?
yeah, probably not. I mean. Yeah, we could go down the rabbit hole. Let's stop.
Yeah, let's not go down
Yeah,
the
let's
Harry
not
dog.
set that dog off.
Let's,
I don't know why you all do it every week. You poke
See?
the
It's just-
Resident
And
Evil
I
piece.
and I had the wherewithal to stop it because I'm a good to you. Right. Video games. Move on. What have you been playing? Have you been playing video games? Who's been playing video games? Anyone?
Unfortunately, I have.
Unfortunately, you have.
You were
Yeah, well-
warned. You were warned, Ian. So you have no sympathy for anybody on this podcast.
So
Oh,
I'll go-
yes. I've just double checked the list. I knew I checked it before. All right. I'll tell you what. We'll leave you for last because I'm interested
Oh,
in that one.
God.
You were
Um,
warned.
Daniel, you can kick us off.
Yes.
What have you been playing this week?
So I'm going to do a little thing. I've completed
fun.
2 games since I've been.
Oh,
Fuck off.
stop the presses.
Yeah, fuck off,
2
mate. You
games.
ain't done that.
2
Hang on.
games.
Hang on,
Cross the Moon.
Let me just.
Can we timestamp this
Yeah.
as well?
I need to call Mr. President. Mr. President,
So-
Daniel, he's finished 2 games.
2
need to-
games.
He's brought his tally up to 7.
I need to check to make sure my sources are correct that he's done.
That's all right. So check Cross the Moon, and also check. Oh God, what was the other one called?
Man Eater.
Man eater.
I
No,
can't even
no,
remember the game you
no,
played.
not Man Eater.
whoa,
The
whoa.
other game I haven't completed Man
You
Eater.
lied.
The other game I completed was the Trials and Traces: The Tomb of Thomas Chew. So those are the 2 games I finished, done and dusted. So
So
I
tell us
complete
more
games.
about your Cross the Moon.
oh, fuck it, you don't play it.
Before you do.
Too
Before
late.
you
The
do.
trailer's going, so
Oh.
just go for
Who,
it.
you kick off the trailer, Ross, yeah?
Yeah.
You might want to look at the YouTube video because it's it's gone funky.
I mean, I
So-
just seen something. You can get the 1000G in 5 minutes. So
Yep.
I
And
don't think you even played it.
But anyway,
I
sorry,
completed it.
I distracted you, Daniel. You completed it.
so so I know how Ian feels about Language of Love now. So this game, as I played it, it was a visual novel, and all you had to do was press the button to get to the next piece of text, and that was it.
Oh,
So did you
God.
not actually read it, or did you just skip
Nothing.
through it?
I read some bits and then just got bored and pressed RB and let it fly through. It is
You didn't technically finish it. You just
I got the 1000G.
He just spammed through text, so
got
I think
1000G.
it counts, but
It counts.
it's
I
5
mean,
minutes of his life.
It's a wet
Dream.
completion, but yes. So the story went something along. I'm going to read the thing because I had no idea what was going on. It was weird as hell. So it says there was something lying dormant beneath the streets of Amorica,
A what?
the isolated capital. Yeah, don't.
That's
I
what
think
she
it was
said,
like it was Armorica. It wasn't America. It was Armorica. Oh, you're taking a photo?
I was going to take a photo of the screen. It looked a bit weird. Put another trailer
Yeah.
up, Ross. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to tell Ross.
Yeah, and you have to. It's the fate of a young man. Mysterious death brings sibling vampires together to find out what happened. It's just bollocks. I wouldn't play it, even if you like achievements. Don't do it to yourself. It is.
Won't swear off, Ian.
It is.
I'll do it. I
god-awful.
mean, what I've played this
Well, for
week,
5 minutes. For 5 minutes, I would. Yeah, it's got awful. But the game I actually want to talk about was Maneater on Game Pass.
He's a man.
What a game that is! So you start off as a shark, and there you are. You're like,
You
okay,
didn't complete
cool.
this game though.
No,
You
I
only
haven't
just
completed. I haven't.
You only completed
this.
the tutorial.
So with Maneater, I haven't completed it. I know. Go around. You're a shark. You're like, oh yeah, chomping on everything. You come against the boss, and the boss captures you. This is in the first 10 minutes, so it's not much of a spoiler, and then kills you.
Yes, seen that.
And I was like, what the hell is going on? So you start more or less all again as the baby to
You
get
start
vengeance.
a baby shark.
Baby shark, baby shark.
Yeah, as the mummy shark died, you get tossed back in the water, and this is where your vengeance starts. And you've got like a skill tree to get yourself more powerful. It's got a massive kind of Crazy Taxi-esque vibe when you're going through missions. So you have like missions or challenges as you have to do it, and as you highlight your next thing you have to do, it feels like, do you remember in Crazy Taxi it was like pick up a fare and you have like something pop up in the far corner and you'd be like, oh, there it is, and off you go to get it. This is what Maneater is like, it feels. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna get further in. I'm hoping to finish this off. Yeah, it's amusing. You can do things like jump into the beach and kind of make it 3/4 of the way around the beach, killing people before your oxygen runs out, and then you've got to jump back in the water. Very good. So yeah,
Nice.
play
Yes.
Maneater.
It's obviously on Game Pass as we keep saying.
Yeah, Game
Um,
Pass,
yeah.
cloud gaming too. I tried it on cloud ages ago, but I just couldn't get the fine motor skills of the joystick to
Yeah.
peak exactly where I wanted it to.
Yeah.
So
This one
it's
I've installed it, but whether I get to it anytime soon, I have no idea. But yeah, no, good.
It is
Yeah.
quite good. You forgot the bit that the shark bites his hand off.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil too much. Yeah, so as he cuts you out of your mother, you bite his hand off, and then he tosses you back into the water, and then you get to eat his severed hand that you kind of chewed off.
Badass.
So yeah, it is quite good. And that Thomas Chew game that I was saying was a point and click. Videos on YouTube. It's dire for a 1000G. Proper dire.
The things you do for the Chivos, eh?
Good
I
man.
know.
Good man.
I mean, I tried to get 12. Well, I tried to get 1,000 a month. So yeah, never going to get 1 million like wherever he is on the screen. Where is he? Up there. Yeah.
Other way.
So,
Ian,
I will get 1 million.
yeah, I
Will
know.
be
I
this
won't.
year.
one day.
I won't.
Well, speaking of getting 1 million, Ian, how far? No, we'll come back to you. I want to save. I want to save
Let
you,
me get this.
Graham. You've been playing some video games.
I have. I've jumped back on the Yakuza 3 train, determined, being as a lot more decent ones are coming on board. I need to sort of get this one done and dusted. Finally out of the orphanage part with the kids, because they're a bit starting to wear thin very, very, very quickly. But it's still not great. Sort of bloody the 1 and 2, the remakes of 1 and 2 have really killed 3. Yeah, it's just odd. Sort of the other two just made it seem like there's a reason that people wanted to fight you, but in this one, it's just random people just going, "I don't like your face. We fight now." It's just stupid like that. That it's so weak. Some bits are just incredibly weak. The main story seems to be picking up a bit more now, but I'm just trying to steamroll the story as quickly as I can in this one.
So how much do you reckon you've got left to go?
I think I read on there's quite a lot of chapters, and I think I'm only up to chapter 7 now.
Okay.
So I'm scared to look at how many there are, but it's going quicker. I managed to sink in a couple more hours this week and hoping to steamroll more of it.
So are you just trying to get through this one, or are you sort of exploring the side missions and stuff, or you just like get it done so you can move on to the next one?
I'm still dabbling in the side missions, but I really shouldn't because I just need to get this one done because there's way more to play and probably better ones as well.
Yeah, because they just added 7 to Game Pass and they are A3.
Exactly. So I need to get a move on.
You need to catch up. But I think from 5, I think you're sort of getting back to where you started with Yakuza 0 and 1. So you got maybe 4 to go through as well, which might not be quite so up to date. And then you can get back to where you were effectively. Cool. Lovely. Anything else, or should we move on to Mr. Ross?
Yeah, the other ones are in review on embargoed.
Shh. We don't talk about them ones.
No.
Well, I suppose one of them's not embargoed, but we can carry on. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mr. Ross, Gruff, as we like to call you around these parts. Have you been playing video games?
I have, yes. I have been dipping back into my survival horror games. So I have been playing an absolute worldie of a game called Green Hell. So
Sounds hellish.
I picked this up because I don't know if anybody will remember the game or the film. I think it was by Eli Roth that done it, and is it the Green Monster, the one where they go into the Amazon, come across the tribe. They're cannibalistic. It was a horror game, whatever. It was a horror film, whatever it was. And at first, I thought that's what this game was. That's why I first thought, oh, I quite fancy this, and then realised it's not based off the same game, although shockingly it has a very similar storyline to it. So basically, you are, without giving too much away, you are in the depths of the Amazon. You are with your partner, and this tribe have the cure, or the supposed cure for cancer. Your wife has cancer, so you've went into this tribe to try and get the cure, and it then descends into an absolute shitstorm. So you'll come across, it's not just like Rust where you have to build your base and survive. Everything's working against you in this game. You've got the elements working against you. You've got to make sure that when you pick up a plant, it's not a hallucinogenic plant. So if you eat it, you start smelling purple. You've got to make sure that you eat, feed, craft everything, make sure that what you are eating is properly cooked and looked after, otherwise you'll get parasites. You've then got Mother Nature working against you, so you've got things like jaguars, spiders, snakes, everyone is out to kill you. And then on top of that, to make even things worse, you've got another tribe who aren't as friendly as the cancer-saving people, trying to make your skull a nice decoration for the front of their house.
Bloody hell.
Nice. So, pretty hardcore then.
It's fantastic. It takes everything that your sort of DayZ and Rust do in regards to having to build a shelter, having to keep yourself fed and watered, and then it makes it look like a nice looking game. So it doesn't look as crap as Rust. It doesn't look as crap as DayZ. It's not blocky textures. The rainforest that you're in looks fantastic. The way that the light permeates through from like the canopy through into the ground looks amazing. The water looks brilliant. The animals and wildlife all look amazing. It's not a poor looking game like the rest of the survival games that you can get. So I think that makes it a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching this trailer just now as you put it up. It looks pretty good. It almost looked like something I would enjoy until you said it was a survival game, and then
yeah,
like...
and the thing is, it is you'll see like how in the trailer there it was popping up with your notebook. So it does take a list of everything that once you've encountered it and you've tried it, it gives you all the properties of it, so you'll know that can be used again or things like that. But it's got a dedicated storyline to it as well, so it's not just like a pure survival game. You don't just sort of go into the world and the only thing you have to do in the game is survive. You do progress through a main story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a point of it. It's not just surviving for the sake of surviving.
And
It's
it
got
said
a-
that sorry, go on.
no,
then.
go on. No, you go.
I was going to say it said that it's got 4-player co-op. How does that work? Does it?
So
have you
I've
tried
only
it at all?
I've only played co-op with my missus on it. She's pitied me enough to jump on a survival game with me. So it works as basically just as like you say, it's not. I can't remember. We done it split, as in she was in one room, I was in another room. And it basically just works as there's more people to progress through the storyline. So it's only from sort of one narrative standpoint, but then when it tails off into the game, there's two of yous. So it's, I don't know if it's harder or easier as a co-op because you go through double the resources and you have to work twice as hard to keep both people alive. But there's a few difficulty levels on it as well, so it does make it, if you want to just jump in, and as much as I say it's survival, if you put it on the easiest setting, surviving is like you go 5 or 6 days and you don't have to have a drink, which isn't the most realistic survival game, but you still have the experience of, oh, I still do need to try and find a way to get water. It just isn't, oh my god, if I don't get water in the next 5 minutes of playing this game, my guy's going to die. So it's good for your hardcore survivalists or people who quite like the concept but find it too much a pain in the backside to actually jump into these sort of games.
Oh, fair enough.
Interesting. It sounds, like you said, it sounds interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Like I say, it's one of
Jumping
these
in.
things. As I was saying, if I had this is a game I was meaning that I had reviewed, that if it had went in a Game Pass, I could see a lot more people jumping on it.
There's no sort of PvP action though, is there?
No.
So you're not going to get shafted by the players trapping you like in Rust.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's why I think more people should be willing to give it a go, because you don't have to worry about the Rust element of you spawn in, you get killed by somebody. You spawn in again, you kill somebody. Whereas in this, you only need to worry about yourself. So as long as you can work out the basic mechanics of the game of foraging for food, getting water, understanding that some of the things that you'll use for getting food can be used for other resources as well. So like coconuts, for example. If you eat a coconut, you end up with a coconut shell, which you can leave out in the rain and you get fresh water.
Ah, okay.
So it's like, once you work out the basics like that, it's not that difficult a survival game until you start encountering sort of like the jungle elements to it, like your snakes and your different wildlife, and then you encounter the other tribe. But up until that point, it does a really good job of letting you get familiarized with the human survival side. So making sure you keep up your food, you sleep to keep up your sanity, you make sure like you're drinking enough fluids. You don't actually have to encounter anything for the first in-game sort of first 10, 15 days if you don't want to. So you can make sure that you know exactly what you have to do before you start exploring.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So it sounds like it's one of the more friendly
Yeah,
survival
definitely.
games,
It's
even if it's still pretty fucking hard.
yeah, I mean that's to say, if you put it up to the that max setting, it's like every day you have to have 3 meals and drinking copious amounts of fresh water, otherwise you're dead, and that's it, done.
That's hard enough to do in the real world, let alone fucking around.
Yeah.
Fucking around the game. Cool. All right, lovely. So if you're interested in survivor games, Green Hill, highly recommended. Roster review is up on the site now, so you can head over to xboxtavern.com and find his review there, and all kinds of lovely stuff. All right, Ian, I'm going to save you till last
Still.
because I really want to talk to you about that game, but I'm going to run through mine very quickly. So I've been playing 2 games mainly this week. One was Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, which is a remake of the Master System platformer. It was fucking rock hard then. and it's rock hard now. It's received a nice visual upspuff, so they've retouched the visuals. They got a nice 2D style. It's all very sort of pixel style, but it's all very expressive and very animated, and it looks really nice. And you can also, at the press of a button, much like Halo Master Chief Collection, you can change back to the original visuals at any time, and you can see sort of. It's good for me because it basically shows me where I started and where I am now, because this was the first game that I owned. I played Spy versus Spy around Graham's house, but the very first game I ever got for myself was this on the Master System, and I sucked it then. I suck it in now, and it is just ridiculously hard. Alex, the kid himself, controls like he's got greased up shoes. He's about as flimsy as a wet paper bag. Even the briefest touch will kill him. But they've made some nice concessions in this one. So rather than setting you all the way back to the start of the game, you only go back to the start of the level. And you've also got the option to turn on infinite lives. So if you really suck like I do, you can just keep cracking at a particular section over and over and over again. The only thing I would have liked to have seen them do was you get items you can either pick up or buy in the shop every now and then. If you use it and then die, then you lose that item. So if you go back to a checkpoint, then any items you had to help you to get through have been lost. So I would have liked to see them implement a way of you keeping an item if you die, just because it is hard. It's hard enough as it is. So any help you can get. So for example, the Black Forest is always. I never ever got past it on the Master System. I always got to that point and failed because it's fucking rock hard. And this time I got to it and I got the bike, which is what you need to get through it very quickly. I died. And I was like, I'll just go and buy it again from the shop. Nope, can't do that. Sorry, run out of money, run out of items. So I just had to slowly work my way through it, walking the whole way, which was a bit frustrating. At least I didn't have to start the whole game again, but I would have liked to have had some sort of option to keep my items. But
so wait a minute, you're saying a game that's this difficult and that you've got to parts where you physically can't get any further in the game is something that you've enjoyed playing, but you don't like survival games?
Yes.
He's a weird man.
Because this is, at least the difficulty of this is just literally getting from start to finish. I don't have to worry about hunger meters or water meters or whether my fucking
Okay then.
and all that shit. But yeah, no, it's good. It's enjoyable enough. But it is really, really hard still. Gray, I know you've been playing it.
Oh yeah, catchy old tune, but yeah, bloody rock hard with some greasy ass shoes.
Did you get very far at all?
No, I played I just wanted to beat the first boss just because I love that bit. That's the best bit about the game. Such a jaunty tune, playing paper scissors rock, and yeah, it's awesome. And I beat him my first go as well, which is also good.
Yeah, so I didn't finish it because there's one particular section, which there's like spikes on the top, spikes on the bottom, and there's just enough room for him to fit through. And I got through it once, and then I hit a spike on the other side and died. And I must have tried 50 or 60 times to get through that fucking bit again. It's just needlessly difficult. But I did start again just so I could show my wife the tune. John, come on, and then yeah.
The old version is still better than the new version of that song.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. And if you like hard platformers, it's very good. And if you like olders like me, you remember it from the old days. But yeah, that's all right. But I have been playing a very good game called Out of Line, which is only on PC at the minute. It's coming to Xbox in a couple of months. And it's basically a 2D platformer, similar to something like Limbo or Inside. And it's very simple. You sort of run left to right, and you've got a spear which you can throw, and you can either stick it into the scenery to jump off it, or you can use it as a lever, or you can use it to for something else. I've forgotten now. My mind's gone blank. But yeah, very good. About 3 hours
Old
long.
age does that to you.
I know. Yeah, about 3 hours long, but it's really enjoyable. They don't sort of stick around with the same sort of ideas for a puzzle too long. They just give you maybe 20 minutes of an idea for a puzzle involving the spear, and then just as it starts to sort of think, well, I've kind of seen this now, then move on to the next thing. There's a few AI characters you have to interact with which will help you, And yeah, I started it yesterday at midday, and I pretty much didn't stop until I finished it 3 or 4 hours later. The only reason I stopped was to talk to bloody kids or do something responsible like an adult, and I was straight back on it again. Very
Feed
good.
yourself and water yourself and go to the toilet.
I wasn't worried about me. I had to sort them out. But, it's really good, really charming game. The visuals are really nice. There's not much of a story going on. It's one of those ones that sort of has it built into the background. So there's pictures and ambient storytelling going on, which has never really done sort of the trick for me. But the actual gameplay itself, excellent, absolutely excellent. And I'm very excited to actually get the Xbox version come out in a couple of months, because I think it could be a great Game Pass edition if it's not going in there day one. But really good, really, really good. And again, very clever. It doesn't outstay its welcome, which is nice and appreciated.
It gives me. I'm just watching the trailer and it gives me sort of Ori vibes. Not like the color scheme and that, but just the way it's laid out.
Ori is another good thing. Yeah, I mean it's not a Metroidvania like Ori, so it literally is you're working way through the levels. You sort of don't. There's no sort of backtracking and you don't get any extra powers. It literally is you a jump and that spear that you can use. And this point in the trailer here, we're looking at how you sort of use it to create a bridge through a rope. And there's other ones where you can stick it into the wall and you can bounce off it. And there's other ones that, as you saw earlier on, which you can use to stop gears at a certain point. So a pillar will be going up and down, and you've got to stop it at the right point. And yeah, it's clever without being sort of like, look at what we can do. We're very clever, and we've come up with all these wonderful. No, it's just nice and straightforward, and
Looks
something simple for old man brain like me. Sort of get into the puzzles. The only couple of puzzles that I got stuck on were actually bugged puzzles. I had to start again, because there was one point where you had to fill in sort of 3 sort of sections to beat a boss. And no matter what I could do, what I needed to do kept coming out of, like, the item kept coming out. So why the fuck does it keep falling out? And then I reloaded it and it worked first time. So it was just a bug that didn't work, which hopefully, obviously, they'll fix. And I don't imagine everyone will come across it. But very good. Out of line. Excellent.
Cool.
Very enjoyed that one. And yeah, like I said, to come to Xbox in a couple of months. So look out for it there. Ian.
Hi.
I've waffled on for too long.
Oh, you skipped me then.
We got time. We
have. Quickly,
let's start with Forza Horizon.
Yes, so we've also been jumping back into Forza Horizon 4. I've been doing some of the kind of the story modes elements I have in it. We're kind of like 7 or 8 series of challenges you have to do. So they'll be quite good fun. So I've been jumping trying to complete all of them ones. Kind of want to get all the achievements done before Forza Horizon 5 comes out. So I'm slowly working my way through getting through all of them. So that's been quite good fun. Also doing the Eliminator mode, which is like the Battle Royale, but I can never win it. Have you won it at your first?
Oh God, no, not even close. I'm lucky if I do top 10.
So when you play in the Eliminator, is it only cars you've unlocked, or is it everyone gets the same car?
Everyone gets the same car. So you start with a mini, and then you can kind of unlock cars as you go through the game.
Okay.
So it's like car drops, and you drive into the car drop, and you can change car to that car drop. And then normally you try and challenge people and beat them in a race, and hopefully win.
Happy days.
So we've been doing that a lot. That's been good fun, along with obviously Gears Review on a Monday. It hasn't been too bad this time, was it? How far did we get?
We are on Act 3, I think, now.
Yeah.
Chapter 2 at this point, I think. So we're working our way. I think if I remember rightly, I said to you, Act 3 is the longest one from what I remember.
So what's happening in Act 3 then? So don't say anything for spoiler.
We've landed in the desert area.
Okay, so you've done the ice part.
Yeah.
And your friendship survived it?
Yeah.
Good. That's good to hear.
I said to Ian, I was like, when you said that last week, I was like, not really sure what he means. And then we got to that point and I was like, yeah, this is the way.
This is the part I meant. Yep, I remember now.
No, we did it. We did it twice because James disconnected and then we did it again.
I hated that part.
Yeah, we beat it after about 3 or 4 times. And then my wonderful hotel Wi-Fi shit the bed. We had to reload. And even though it said we'd beat it, it loaded us back into the boss fight again. So,
I
But
hated that
luckily, we
Iceland.
managed to quit
That-
out and go back to it again. But
Yeah, lucky enough. Yeah, just change the area and it seemed to work fine. So yeah, that's going fun so far. I'm enjoying playing for that with Jamie. So once a couple of times a week, being
So
slowly
the-
again working away.
The question is, if you're enjoying 5 as much playing it with Jay, would you go back and play the originals with somebody else?
Probably not. No, I think
It's a shame.
5 would do it for me. I think it's good enough, but
I think we could try 3 with 4-player co-op, because I think that's the only one that's got 4-player co-op, isn't it? Gears of War 3.
Yeah.
Is the other one's got is one's
2.
2?
1 and 2 are 2-player, and then I think maybe 4 might have 4-player. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're sort of off on a tangent. But yeah, 5. We'll work through that, and we'll work on them.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also a nice, quick, easy achievement game for 2,000 gamer score. Takes about 10-15 minutes. That's called Butterfly. Just play for the first 15 levels. 2,000 G Witcher. And it's only like £4 as well, so it's quite cheap. And then I did your challenge you sent me, Jamie, and I played through Promessa.
So Ian, so let's just recap very quickly. So this is a game I reviewed last week. It's a touching project by an Italian developer, I think. Basically working on, talking about memories with his granddad, and it's very heartfelt and lovely. But unless you're him or his granddad, I don't really see the point of it. So Ian, what did you think of Promessa?
I just, I mean, I play some games for achievements. I understand I've played a lot of shit for achievements, don't get me wrong. And some I can stomach. But what the fuck was this about?
The thing
Like,
is,
I have no idea what I played. Literally, all I did was, like you said, you hold the forward button. Every now and again, you have to move left or move right a bit to go around the house. But I have no idea what I played. Literally, I have no idea what that story was about or anything. And it's all in random scenes as well. It's not like it's all in the same order, apparently. So it's all chopped and changed. So if you, like, everyone's playthroughs differently. So it's not like the same story throughout. It's just, I'll pick a scene at random for you, and here you go.
It's for the replay value.
And yeah, well, as I said to last week, like it plays different scenes in different orders every time you play it, but there's no story to sort of speak of. So it's not like something like Stanley Parable where you're following, a narrator, or you're following, or Dear Esther, like I said, where you're following a story. You're literally just zooming into an area, and then you go on to the next one and zoom in again.
That's it. You're just walking forward slowly, and then you move left, and walk down the hallway, and then there we go, next level, and then you move forward again, move around, next level. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know what it was, but I know it's like a thought of his memories. You could have made it a lot fucking better than that.
Yeah, well, again, it's a very sweet and touching tribute to his granddad, which again, I don't want to shit on too much because it's obviously very personal, but it does not make for a very good game.
Did you
No.
get the full 1000G? Just out
Of course it
interest?
did, yeah.
of course,
Of course it did. I'm
Was-
not you.
wasn't going to jump into something that trash and then decide, nah, I'm only going to get 500.
Even I could have got the full 1,000 if I really cared that much, but I don't.
Yeah, I did it because I wanted to do this, finish it, and delete it forever of my existence. But I just didn't understand it. Like, you're right, it makes no sense. Like, you got my cursor was peaked when you mentioned it. I was like, okay, I'll give this a go. It can't be that bad. No, yeah, you're right.
It was.
That's
just had
exactly
no-
why I couldn't score it, because it didn't really fit in, and yeah, it didn't work. But there was
it's not. I get the whole point. It technically is a game because you have to walk forward and do something in a virtual environment. But come on,
it literally is zooming into a picture in it, really. And then you go, oh, that was nice, and you move on to the next one.
only fun level, which gives them a little bit of credit. I'm not even gonna. That's just clutching at straws. Was the cloud one where to find the TV?
That's the one I said to you about. I was like, got to find the item in 40 seconds. I was like, no, I'm not doing
Yeah. It took me 2 attempts. I was like, that was the only fun part of the whole experience. I'll call it. Fun is loose. Yeah, that's lovely. That's me trying to be really nice about it and not trying to show it too much.
But did you take anything away from it? Did you understand any of the story at all, or was it just a case of, like I said, what the fuck?
It was like, so what the fuck have I just done? Like, I just What was it? I don't understand. Like, I've no understand what it was.
Oh my god.
The
You see,
fuck?
Gray, it's even worse than that, Gray. Even worse than that. I can't remember what it's called. Sanity of Morris, I think it was. But
Yeah, it was.
anyway, yeah. So basically, you got the 1,000. You can delete it now. And again, very
Never think about it
very
again.
artistic, very meaningful and deep. I'm sure for someone, but for the general gameplay and public, I imagine we'll probably be in the same boat. Like, what the fuck was that all about?
Exactly.
Which is a shame because in what I watched before it come out, it looked interesting. Look another DRS or something. I thought this could be quite good, but
Yeah, the trailer does give it quite a lot of justice. Then you realise, no, this is not a game.
no,
You've now talked about it longer than how the game actually is.
yeah, pretty much.
You have, yeah.
So let's move away from that then. We still possibly might play some Knockout City at some point. Probably not.
How's our competition going?
Yeah. or,
No one turns up or answers.
our effort to get the competition going has sort of been a bit of a non-starter. But we've got a couple of days. Do we want to pick a new game this week, or are we going to wait till next week and figure something out?
I think Kian's already gasping at the Outriders.
It was a suggestion. We can brainstorm and
Yeah, I think base
Confirm.
it on next week.
Yeah, all right. We'll have a chat this week, and then we'll pick a new game for Project Game Pass next week. Cool. So, in terms of stuff on the website and stuff on YouTube, we've got a few reviews up this week. So we've got Heliborn by Joe, who was probably about as unimpressed with that as we were with Prometheus. We got Green Hill by Ross, obviously, and Alex the Kid by myself. And we got Donuts and Justice by Ian. Another wonderful good cop, bad cop type retro game. Did you get 1000 G in that, Ian?
of course.
Of course.
You've got a YouTube video of that as well, as Corey goes through and tells people how to get the 1000G. So you've got gameplay
just
and
play the
a
game.
written review.
And
It literally is.
yeah. And we got the YouTube videos by Dan as well. So Thomas, what's it called? The Tomb of Thomas
the trail,
Chew? Oh, sorry.
the trails and something of Thomas Chu. Yeah. Don't play. it.
And then there's a few other videos going up. We put some videos up of the Xbox demo showcase impressions. So Lake and Clone Drone in a Danger Zone, I think it was called.
Sounds familiar. It does.
Yeah, and
It's Lake out. Do we know?
Lake Out, it is in August, I think it was, or September, something like that.
Hmm.
Again, very enjoyable, very chill, and yeah, well worth looking at. Anything new to Game Pass this week, gentlemen? Ross? Ian?
I think we touched on that most of the games seem to be coming in July now. I think June had tired itself out, unless anything has been added recently. Let me have a wee double check. Didn't think anything had touched down on it, but
Ian, what you got leaving while he looks up?
Well, that's what I'm looking up now as well.
Shocking.
Oh my
So
god!
prepared.
Vamp, Graham, Games of Gold.
Yes.
Save us.
Whilst they're wasting time, we got the King's Bird that's available from June the 1st to the 30th. We have Shadows Awakening from June the 16th to July the 15th, and Injustice: Gods Among Us from June the 16th to the 30th.
And there hasn't been any sort of announcement for July's games yet, is
That'd
there?
be
most
Monday.
likely.
It's Monday, isn't it?
It's on the last Monday of the month.
Yeah, I imagine it will be
Get your
tomorrow.
hopes up. Come on.
yeah, back to the Games Pass. Yeah, everything's now looking into July, and it's all the big names coming down in July, August time. So
And games leaving are Outer Wilds, Monster Hunter Worlds. My phone's just turned off. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, whichever one it is. Battle Chasers Night War, Soul Calibur 6, and The Messenger. And there we go.
Games.
Messenger is
happy
going to be
days.
one of the best ones of that lot.
Yeah, as I said, I think last week it's a bit of a shame that's leaving, but
20% off if you want it.
I almost started playing it the other day and then I didn't. So
People getting recommended to play it,
cool
so
story.
might be one of the ones I actually just have to buy in the end.
yeah, it's worth. I mean, it's worth looking at. I think it looks.
It's on my
decent
wish
enough.
list to notice if it ever goes in sale. I can
Yeah.
pick it up.
Yeah, happy days. Okay, well, gentlemen, I think that is what they call a podcast. Has anybody got anything else they'd like to discuss before we go to bed?
No.
I think Dan's got another half-hour monologue he wants to go through.
Oh, definitely.
So
Yeah,
Resident
I'm ready.
Evil.
I was
You mother.
Do you know what? Actually, very quickly, I've been playing the Dead by Daylight Resident Evil DLC. Has anybody played Dead by Daylight?
I've not played it with the
no.
Resident Evil stuff, but I've played the original game.
I am awful at that.
Was that Resident Evil Rainbow Six confirmed as false, or was it? actually
It's got to be false because it looks shit.
Mm.
But yeah, the Dead by Daylight stuff. Yeah, all right so far. I've only played a couple of games, but a review will be up in the week, I imagine. I just wondered if anyone else played it. Perhaps we could get a game of that on at some point.
That'd be a good laugh. Yep.
Yeah. Dan, what's your
Sounds good.
thoughts on Time Crisis?
No,
Best arcade
I'm-
game ever.
Well, yeah, yeah, definitely. The other one, what was it? Dead, whatever it was.
Also, the Dead.
House of the
Yeah,
Dead.
no, it's all
You
that
see-
Time Crisis and the pedal.
See, this bit is
skills.
that. See, this bit's going to keep recurring, but they are remaking the House of the Dead, and it's coming out at some point this year. So
You wait.
But
you-
if they
you
haven't
got-
got a pedal, if you weren't pressing the pedal, holding the gun, and ducking at the same time,
Yeah, I was
you'd
gonna say,
actually
you
play
had-
that game.
You had to make sure that you were also ducking at the same time, otherwise it didn't count.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just
And
warning.
on
you.
boss fights, you always go like that.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Thinking
I'm
No
of
just
normal
warning you.
shooting.
When House of the Dead remakes gets more information, we're gonna have like a 4-hour podcast. Because
Just
we're
House of the
gonna-
Dead.
This is where Dan does the. I'm not going to come
It's
back.
threatening you now.
Dan can't make it that week.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm
warning
away.
you. This bit's gonna recur, but House of the Dead will get talked about. But
Is it
in the
coming to
meantime,
Xbox or not?
well, they only showed the Switch trailer, but it's coming to Xbox.
He talks about Pikmin. He'll talk
Trust
about that
me.
if it's on the Switch.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. We have been Xbox Tavern, and this has been X Pod Tavern, episode 35th. I've been Jamie, and I've been joined this week by Daniel,
Goodbye, Daniel.
Ian,
Goodbye, honey.
Ross.
Bye, Clementine.
Hi, Graham.
Bye, little sister.
Oh my god.
Oh, it never ends. You can follow us at Xbox Tavern everywhere. Just search Xbox Tavern, and I'm sure we'll pop up. And if we don't, let us know.
And don't
On
forget to
Twitter.
send gifts of Clementine to Chocolate
No,
Bear
yeah.
80.
No one said. Don't send me that vile stuff. What is wrong with you lot?
Anyway, it's been a pleasure, everybody. I love you all, and have a wonderful evening.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace,
Bye.
folks.
Bye there.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow,
Oh.
bow, bow, bow.
I can let rip.
That's it. Well, you say you can let rip. I haven't actually ended the stream yet, so.
That's fine. I've been
Still-
every
Still
time I'm
alive. Oh,
muted
no.
my mic.
Oh no, it's squeezed out. Oh. Should end
We'll
the stream
post-show.
before Dan
Ah.
does some ridiculous Clementine obsessed